Hey everybody, Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com. Doing a quick free video analysis today for a guy named Colin. And Colin and I were emailing back and forth, and he coaches his daughter who's here in the video. And he was saying that she's been having some issues with kind of, what's the best way to say it? Sort of accelerating or keeping her speed once she lands in the power position. He's basically having an issue with her where she's landing in that power position. It looks like she doesn't have a lot of separation, or once she gets in this power position, she's really not able to accelerate the ball or to add more speed to the throw. And it looks like she's almost slowing down at the end of the throw. I kind of paraphrasing what we were saying in the email, but that's pretty much the gist of this. So I wanted to basically go through this with you all today as a way to help, because there's a lot of things that are going on with her throw that I see in a lot of throwers. And just to go through them, just some of the big things, maybe some more things that she can work on or that she can focus on. And I love this video taken from this viewpoint because, number one, we're indoors on a circle that has a separation in the middle. You can see the middle of the circle, and it gives us a really good viewpoint of where she's starting, where she's finishing, all that good stuff. And also, because it's a .mov, I can go frame by frame, which is always really good, and get you some really good frame by frame shots of this. So thank you to Colin for sending this in. I hope it helps out a lot of people. So the first things that I want to look for, let's go through this in full kind of real time in full speed and see what this looks like. So we can see here. Okay, you can definitely see how the beginning of that glide is a lot faster, and the end of the glide is almost kind of going through the motions where there's no additional acceleration. You see fast and then kind of lunging slowly at the end. So fast in the front, really fast glide, really fast to get her right foot down. It's sort of like a boom boom, glide foot down, super quick, boom boom. So boom boom, whoop, and just kind of slowly out the front. And that's sort of the sound effect I always give to my athletes as I go, you're really fast, but then it's just kind of out the front. Just kind of looks like she's moving through um, like her feet are stuck in mud. She's kind of trying to lunging out the front, slowly lunging out the front without a lot of additional speed. And I think that's what you're talking about, Colin, is that when you watch these videos, it's like from when her foot is in the back of the circle here to where her foot lands here, it's super quick. It's boom, boom, super quick. And then everything sort of slowly unwinds and goes into the throw. So I'm going to go through what I see here, starting at the back of the circle. So first of all, we can see that from the heel of her foot, we're probably a good maybe 18 inches or so. You figure it's 42 inches, 3.5 feet from the back of the circle to the midpoint of the circle. So you figure she's probably a good 18 inches back from the back of the circle here, where the back of her foot is to the front of the circle. We're probably about 18 inches, maybe even a little bit more. And then when she glides, let's see where her foot lands. So her foot lands right there. Right there. So you can see she's probably only gliding maybe another 18 inches. I mean, it's a very, very short glide. And because it's a very, very short glide, it's going to be fast. I mean, you're only gliding 18 inches. So, of course, that's going to be fast. And it's going to look really, really fast. And typically in a glide, we want that part of the throw to be fast. We want explosion and speed and power. We want velocity. We want all of that to be really, really quick. But I think the reason why it's so quick here is because she's only going from here to there. I mean, look at it. That's 3. I mean, right here she pushes off. So let's take a look. She pushes off right here. And let's count the frames. 1, 2, 3 frames of this video, and she's already down on the ground. So I am not a huge fan of this type of glide, this shorter type of glide. I want to see a fast glide, but I want a little bit longer of a glide. I want the foot to travel into the front half of the circle, okay? But before we get into that, let's take a look at something else going on. Let's take a look at her left arm. So remember, when we start the glide, we want as much weight behind this power leg as possible. So she's right-handed. So we want as much weight behind the right leg as possible. And you can see here that when she gets coiled up, this is a pretty good position, but I'd love to see this left arm stay longer. So as she glides, she's using that left elbow. She's pumping that left elbow to get more speed across the circle. Now, some throwers can do this. David Storrell does this. Valerie Adams does this. There are a lot of gliders out there that do this to get more speed. The problem is, if you're going to do this, you have to then, when you are in midair, when you're off the ground, you have to get that arm back again. So you've got to stretch that arm out so you can use it at the end of the throw. And you can see she is extending at the elbow. She's extending the arm, but where is her left arm? Is her left arm back all the way like it should be? Is her arm back here? Is the weight back? No, the weight is pretty much right in line with her body. And then as she goes to throw, see how there's no real movement of the arm. She lifts the arm up, but we should be seeing that big, wide opening of that arm. That left arm should be going from, maybe her left hand would be here where the cursor is, and then that arm is going to whip and explode and snap open and really whip the upper body around and whip into that throw. I really like that term whipping because when we talk about it, we used to say backhand the giant or slap the giant. We want to see that you're whipping that left arm around. But at this point, I mean, how much power is going to come from this, moving it from here to there? Not a whole heck of a lot. So the first two things I'd love to see. First of all, I'd love to see this left arm be a little bit longer. Reach that left arm out a little bit and keep it there as she glides. Don't double pump. Keep that arm nice and long so that the arm, when she lands in the power position, the arm stays nice and long behind her. Don't actively use that arm to glide across the circle. The other thing is look at the power position. So the power position starts right here. When the left foot touches down in the front of the circle, that's where the power position begins. Look how wide her feet are. This is not a powerful position. If you had your daughter jump as high in the air as possible, she would never have her feet this wide. If you had your daughter squat as much weight as possible, she's probably not going to have her feet this wide. Okay, if you wanted to apply the most amount of power possible to this throw, you would not have her feet this wide. Ideally, what we would want to see is we want to see a straight line from her hip down, all of her joints stacked up. So we want, there's the right hip, we want the right knee right about here, and we want the right foot right about here. So we're going to have that right foot trying to land in the front half of the circle, stacking up all of the joints of her right leg. So ankle, knee, hip, ankle, knee, hip, right up and down here. And you can see she's just too wide. She's not really going to be able to apply a lot of power from this position because her feet are so wide. The other thing is because her feet are so wide, watch how she shifts weight. See how she's shifting weight off of that right foot? And now, how much power is her right foot going to put into the ground right now? You're on the side of the ball of the big toe. You're barely even touching the ground at this point. So how much extension is she going to get? How much power is she going to transfer? How much is she going to be able to push with that right leg at this point and get that right hip around? Hardly anything. But again, if you imagine the right foot being here instead of being here, get that right foot underneath her. Now we can really push and really extend and really drive down into that circle. Okay, remember, Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. That's what we want to start to see. Push the earth down. She's not pushing anything right here. She's basically going to lift that foot up off the ground and shift weight. So she lifts the foot off the ground and she just shifts her weight. Okay? So here's the release. Okay, here's the release of that throw. Where's her right foot? It's in the front half of the circle. So wouldn't it make sense if she wants to get full extension and a full release just like this? This is a beautiful release. Look at this straight line from the toe all the way up to the hand, which is, I know you can't see right now, but she's got full extension. That shot's about to come off her fingertips. Why not get her foot to land here in the first place? Don't have the foot land here and then drag it forward 12 inches. Get the foot to land here and then push the foot, push the body, keep the foot on the ground, okay? So here's what I want to see. I think this is going to make some huge corrections to her throw. Have her still start right here. If that's a comfortable spot for her to start, if she's having trouble getting a lot of distance, have her start with her foot right here. I think that's totally okay. I'm not sure how tall your daughter is, but this might be a good starting point for her. Okay, start here, long left arm, and keep that arm long for the entire glide. Okay, don't double pump. That's step one. It's a bad habit. It's something that needs to be corrected. That's something you can work on every time you glide. Very, very easy fix. The next thing is we need to get her to land in the front half of the circle. This short little glide here is not going to do it for her. If she was 6'5", yeah, that might be okay, but I don't think she's 6'5". Okay, I'd love to see this right foot landing in the front half of the circle. Now, with this circle, you have a visual. You have a visual thing that you can literally glide over, that you can try to glide and hurdle over. And it's the separation in the front half and the back half of the circle. Now, if you didn't have something like this, or you might even do something like this too, is you can actually take something like a nylon strap or a piece of clothesline or a jump rope. Put something right across the middle of that circle where if she steps on it, she's not going to get hurt. But it's something that's going to freak her out a little bit and say, hey, I want to get over this rope. I want to get over this strap. So try to get over that rope. Try to get over that strap. Back in the day, we used to put towels down. So if you want to put a square towel right here in the circle and have her try to get over and land over that towel, kind of hop or glide over that towel and land in the front half of that circle, it's really going to teach her to extend that glide, get that glide a little bit longer, be a little bit more patient before putting the foot down, suck that right leg underneath her, and she's going to land in a much better position in the front half of the circle. Now, when you combine those two things together, better position in the front half of the circle, longer left arm, what's going to happen? She's going to be able to use her left arm in the release and actually whip that upper body around and use that left arm to add more speed to the throw. But she's also going to have that right leg underneath her. And by having the right leg underneath her, she's going to be able to push and drive and explode more into the finish of that throw. So it's going to speed up her release because she's going to get more speed from the left arm and she's going to get more power and more speed from being able to actually push through the ground and push through that right foot rather than just lifting the right foot and dragging it forward. Okay? So that I think are the two big things to work on. There's a bunch of other little stuff I'd love to see. Like first of all, landing in the front half of the circle, but having the foot pointed more toward you, more toward the camera, is going to help get the knee and the hip around. And also this block stops here. This over rotation of the block also needs to be corrected. But I think the two big things are going to be number one, landing in the front half of the circle, not landing here. And number two, keeping that left arm long throughout the entire throw so that when she does land in the front half of the circle, the left arm is long and it's closed and it's back all the way so you can put that into the finish of the throw. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. Again, if there's any questions from anybody, you can leave those questions down below in the comment section. Obviously, the person that sent me in this video, you have my email address. We've been emailing back and forth. If you have any questions, you can certainly put those in as well. But definitely get back in touch with me if there's any questions. If anybody else would like to do a video analysis, I do these free ones whenever I have a second, whenever I have the time. I'm backlogged. I've got about 6 or 7 that I've got to get to eventually, but I might not get to them for a couple weeks. If you do want yours answered within 24 to 48 hours, you can sign up and pay for an actual paid video analysis on the website. Just go to elitethrowscoaching.com to get signed up. That I get back to you right away with a full detailed email explaining exactly what to do. It's a much longer video, and it also has other videos to other channels and to my own channel to explain exactly what's needed to get better at your throw. All right, so thanks for watching the video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. If not, I will talk to you all real soon.